Hey there, garden fans, and welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. In today's episode, we're talking wild edibles, a little bit of animal husbandry, and just a general food forest peek. Enjoy the journey. I want to start just by touching on my annual veggie plot I had growing here by the back door. Tomatoes are long dead and gone. All we have left is basil and peppers growing. I've been most impressed though with the Goji Berry. They are very prolific. It seems like every time I come out and pick a bowl of goji, the following day there's twice as much fruit that's been put on. So these guys are heat tolerant, drought tolerant. They grow well in Zone 8, South Carolina. Highly suggest it for anybody in a subtropical region. Really quickly moving along, I want to touch on the diversity of life here on 2,000 square feet. I've got all types of wild pollinators, butterflies, bees, native bees, wild bees, all on this 2,000 square foot plot of land. It's been very inspiring to see what a pesticide-free garden can do, even on just a small space. The whole food forest looks different since I cut down the elderberry hedge. The moringa tree, it's got a little more sun. It's 10 feet tall, and it really is a miracle tree. I put a seed in the ground this year, and what I got is a 10-foot tree still growing. And even if it dies back in the winter, I got some pineapple guava growing underneath it. Let's speed along through the food forest though. I want to get right back on topic here. One of today's big topics I wanted to hit on was the animal husbandry. I'm currently cell grazing 4 of my biggest rabbits that don't yet have a home. If they can't find one, I just might put them in my freezer. That might be a good home for them. But they are cell grazing out here. It's basically an upside down kennel. The bottom is caged so they can't get out, but the holes are big enough to let grass through. And as you can see, they eat all the grass, they eat the weeds, they poop, they scratch up the land, and they basically refresh the area for me. So cell grazing on a small scale, totally possible. We use it here on 2,000 square feet. Getting back to the food forest update, I'm going to speed through these clips here, guys, and just kind of narrate a couple cool things I got going on. One is my Pawpaws. I've got a mother pawpaw and the pollinator for it that died last year. However, the rootstock in the ground sent up about 4 pups for me this year, and they're looking really good. I got them caged up here, just keeping them protected from the elements, and hopefully those will be able to pollinate the main pawpaw I got over here. They look really good. I've been impressed with the pawpaws. They've got some goldenrod and some comfrey as an understory. Keep on moving through the food forest. We got moringa, we've got blackberry, figs, we've got mulberries. Here is a jujube. Been really impressed with the blackberry understory. It's doing good. I'm going to slow down here for just a minute and talk about my persimmon. I got a persimmon here. Now, any persimmon growers, have you ever had your tree drop all its leaves and then start growing new growth in the middle of summer? So that's basically what this persimmon did to me. It dropped all its leaves. I thought it was dead, and over the past 2 weeks it's thrown out about 6 inches of new green growth. Wondering if anybody's had that experience before, throwing that out there into the conscious stream. Maybe somebody has. But back to the update. Hey, I got more mulberries growing. This mulberry has certainly blown out another 6 feet this year. Pretty impressed with the mulberry growth. I'm going to fast forward, nothing special. Sweet potatoes doing good, coming out the buckets. Getting back to the wild edibles. I've got some Jerusalem artichoke here that's growing in a wild edible, guild that has Beautyberry in it, Americana color carpus. And the Beautyberry is a real pretty purple berry. They're just now starting to put on for me. Pretty bland tasting, but you can freeze them and add them to shakes to boost the nutrient and mineral content. They're polycultured up here with some grapes and some blackberries I've got trellised on the fence. Talking more about wild edibles, I love the wild passion fruit growing here. It's just a pile of it. It works as a great understory. This is Passiflora incarnata, and let me show you some pollinators here on this. It's just, once again, getting back to the diversity of life here on the homestead. I let wild edibles grow, and it just increases the diversity. Look at this, guys. I'm going to stop and take a break and tell you about this drone. This is a drone bee that I have noticed the girls have been kicking all the drone bees out of the home. So we're coming into fall. All the men are getting kicked out because all they do is eat. So the workers, I've noticed lately, have been kicking out one of the males. And with that being said, I'm just going to pause here for a moment, go get a drink of water, enjoy this this mason bee here as it pollinates this beautiful flower. So I guess y'all can see now that the diversity of life here is great. And this is just a small postage stamp on this earth that we live in. I'm doing chickens, rabbits, bees, wild edibles, native wild edibles, plums. I'm growing everything here in just a real small space, and it's real abundant. And if everybody was doing just a little bit of this, we'd be better off for sure. I'm going to end by showing you some wild passion fruit that are growing on the other side of my fence. Now, I've talked to my neighbor. He's already given me the thumbs up to harvest all the passion fruit that's growing in our area, especially on his fence here, as you can see. Mother Nature's real abundant. Nobody planted this passion fruit. We've had drought, we've had 100+ degree days, we've had weeks without water, and Mother Nature still grows better than any man could. And all I'm trying to do is mimic nature myself on this little postage stamp that we call home. Appreciate y'all checking out the food forest today, hanging out, learning about my bunnies and diversity of life. Please keep in touch for more. Like, share, and subscribe as always. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.
Oxalic acid!